Hey, good morning. Routine Consistency here. Here to show you how to grow $100 to $1,000 trading stocks. This is my method. So you want to go to Screener. Want to wait for this to load out. Want to go to Market Cap. It's small. You want to scroll over here. Go to News. Want to go to Latest News. Hit Today. Want to go over to where it says Change. At one time. Want to go to Change Again. Change Again. Then we want to go to News one more time. Here we go. Now we want to go down the list. We want to see, okay, PDYN. All right, this day count so far. Go to PDYN. Okay. So what we want is the 20 period moving average to cross above the 40 period moving average. We don't see a cross, so we want to stay away from this one. BRCC. Okay, we see a cross happen right here, but that was a bearish direction. So we want to stay away from this altogether. Keep on looking. VOR. VOR. Also, I like to look at the weekly chart just to get a bigger visual. So as we can see here, this cross, but it's going in the opposite direction, so we want to stay away from this one. MCRI. There we go. Okay, this almost crossed. This right here. The thing is, even though this may be a cross, we want to avoid it because you see today's volume 301,000. So let's take a look. MCRI. We'll break it down. MCRI. Okay. We see how today's volume is 300,000. We want to compare it to the current volume. Average volume is 119. Current volume is 300,000. This has potential. This definitely has potential. But I want to see a clear, defined cross. This looks like it still has room to change its mind, so I want to still continue to look down the list. We may look back at this one if nothing else fits our criteria. So we'll continue to look. EVTL, because the bigger the volume, the better. If that's at 3 million, that would be a better, okay, EVTL. Okay, we got a cross right here. But one thing to consider, you want the state of the cross to be more of a narrow state. So I learned that from Oliver Velez. So you see the 40 period moving average? You see how it's so far away from the 20 period moving average? You want the 40 and the 20 to be as close together as possible before you make a move. So right here, this could be an option right here, but we're going to keep on looking to see if we can find a better scenario. EVTL, open. Okay, so this volume looks great, 316 million. Okay, so there's no cross, so we want to avoid this. But that volume is great. If we could see volume like that with the stock that's crossing, like the moving average is crossing, that'll be great. Okay. RCKT. Okay, the cross happened here, but it's moving in bearish direction, so we want to avoid that. CKT. ASPI. Okay, there was no cross, so we want to avoid this. Plugs, okay, plug power. See how plug is looking. 36. Okay, so that cross is moving into bearish direction, so we want to stay away from that. CYME. See how we're looking. There's not enough volume. Even though even the cross is going against us, there's not enough volume in there to convince me to get in. Okay, so that's the end of the first round. So we want to do, we'll refresh this page, and then we'll scroll down to where we saw I believe it was MCRI. Take another look at MCRI. Okay, this volume is sitting at 308,000. The cross isn't clearly defined. You see no space. There's no space there. It's a very tight situation right there. But ideally, this is the ideal setup that we're looking for. See how everything's tight. Oh, I'm sorry. How everything's tight right here between the 40 period moving average and the 20. Everything's tight, close together. Then we see a gap up, but we want to see more space between this cross. We want to see a little bit of black between the two moving averages, and we want the volume to be a lot more than 308,000. Okay. So for that one, even though it looked good, we want to avoid that one. I believe it was VOR that also had the setup. Let's take a look. VOR. I'm sorry, it wasn't VOR. Let's continue. Let me try BRCC. Need to find it. BRCC. No, it wasn't here either. It was somewhere in the first round, I know that. I think it was RCKT. I think it was RCKT. Let's take a look so we can examine that. RCKT. No, it wasn't that one either. So we'll keep on looking. I think it was EBTL. Okay, this one right here, I'm iffy about this one. The reason why I'm iffy is because, like I said, we want those moving averages to be close together. But we have a gap right here, EVTL. So let's examine EVTL. Let's examine EVTL. So the current volume is 3 million. Average volume is 1.8. We want this to be a narrow state. We want this to be narrow. This move right here. We want these lines to be as close together as possible. But seeing that there is a gap right here, slight gap, we'll trade it anyway. Just see what happens. Okay. That boom right here. 641. UTL 163. What we're gonna do? Times 0.33. Oh, I'm sorry. Times 33%. I'm gonna trade with a third, so 53.79. Okay. So that would be around what? 8 shares, 51.44. We're going to trade around 53 right here. So here we go. We're going to enter this trade. Okay, so our average price per share is 643. So I want to go back to the calculator. 6.43 minus 33%, 430. So now what we want to do is set our stop loss. $4.30, give us some room to wiggle. 4.30. 8 shares. Okay. So we're in EVTL. So next time, traders. So, I'm sorry. The reason why I got in the trade, let's go ahead and break that down. Ideally, we like this to be as narrow as possible from the beginning, but we see the cross right here, and we see that today's volume is almost twice the amount of the regular volume, so we chose to get in for that reason. And also we set the stop loss at 33% to give the stock room to wiggle, and we only trade with a third of the account to have a more relaxed state of trading, so you're not worried about the market whether it goes up and down, because you don't have a huge amount that you're trading in your account. So next time, trader.